First things first. And then second thing. Hi you guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Angel if you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I film a lot of book videos, vlogs, videos pertaining to hobbies, so if that's your vibe, you might want to stick around because I think we have a pretty fun time over here. But I may be a little bit biased. As you guys know by the title, this video is a very exciting one because we're doing a book haul, and who doesn't love a good haul? I know, I love me a good haul. Yeah, Amazon had their Prime Day, and let me just say, those deals were whack. They were whack, but I still bought books anyways because obviously I have an addiction, okay? I have an addiction, sir. I don't know what you want from me, but I just had to let you know. If you were worried that you missed out, you didn't. You didn't. And can we also just acknowledge my discipline? Because as soon as I get packages, I'm like a kid on Christmas. I want to rip them open just so I can hold it and smell it and have it in my possession. It's not like I don't already know what I got, but I just needed to feel it, honestly. But I waited for you guys because you guys are my besties, so I had to wait for you. But okay, I got my blanket. Should be a fun, cozy video. We're just gonna sit, open packages, and talk about books. By the way, I have no idea what these books are about. We're gonna figure it out together because one thing about me, I'm easily convinced. I'm easily influenced when it comes to books, okay? You don't have to even say too much. It's gonna be added to my list. Obviously, this isn't a good thing to do, but you never know with any book if you're gonna like it until you read it, so maybe this just works out for me. But yeah, so basically I'm going to be trying to convince you guys to read these books along with me because I think we should buddy read. So let me convince you. And I'm going to be trying not to show my address because I forget. I'm bad at ripping these, so. And I'm praying that none of my books are messed up because Amazon doesn't always protect these books. Look at me, I spoke too soon. But they're not always like this. I'm gonna have a lot of to clean up, but that's fine. That's future me's problem, so don't even worry about it. First book is The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I love me some Frida McFadden. Whenever I'm in a book slump, I know to pick her up because her book's very fast paced. Storyline is always giving, always has some wild, crazy plot twists. It's a good time. This is one of her newer books. I wanna get like all the old ones as well. I don't know too much about this book, same with all the others, but I've heard that this book isn't for everyone, and definitely check the trigger warnings with this one. It says, lesson number 1, trust no one. Eve has a good life. She gets up each day, gets a kiss from her husband, and heads off to teach math at a local high school. All is as it should be, except last year, Kasem High School was rocked by a scandal involving a student-teacher affair, with one student, Addie, at its center. But Eve knows there is far more to these ugly rumors than meets the eye. Addie can't be trusted. She lies, she hurts people, she destroys lives. At least that's what everyone says. But nobody knows the real Addie. Nobody knows the secrets that could destroy her if people at school found out. And when Eve discovers the shocking truth, Addie will do anything to keep her quiet. Okay, that sounds good. I definitely see why you might need to read the trigger warnings. But that kind of just reminds me how we were all just like A-okay with Arya dating Mr. Fitz in Pretty Little Liars. That's mind-boggling, and we were upset with her parents that they wouldn't allow it. But yeah, anyways, I get off track sometimes. Let's get back on track. Yeah, it sounds good. I'm excited to read it and see what I think. Okay, these are the easy to open ones. And me still having a hard time. This book is stunning. This is Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings. It says, sweet and wild, two people with nothing in common, but somehow together their love takes root. I'm obsessed with this cover. As soon as I see this cover, had to get it. Plus, I don't have many sapphic romances. I am an ex-hater to romance, okay? I said it, I was a hater. We know this. If you don't know this, now you know. I was a hater, but I'm an ex-hater. But I love romances that are like deep and meaningful. I haven't read too many fluffy romances. I'm pretty sure this is like a fluffy romance. So, and then I feel like since it's sapphic, I'd like it even more because it'll probably be more relatable. Oh, excuse me. Celsius gets your girl burping. This will probably be like a nice little palette cleanser. I have one more in the same bag. Okay, this one is wrapped. I have The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. And let me tell you, Rachel Hawkins is actually the one that got me into reading. I read her book, Reckless Girls, and then I picked up Colleen Hoover, and then that just started this whole love for reading. So thank you, Rachel. Yeah, this is a thriller. I'm not sure if this one is supposed to be like Verity or if that was Rita McFadden's book, because they both have books called The Wife Upstairs. Either way, I'm gonna buy that one as well because I want all of Rita's books. So it says a vivid reimagining of one of literature's most twisted love triangles. Oh, okay. It says meet Jane. Newly arrived to Birmingham, Alabama, Jane is a broke dog walker in Thornville Estate, a gated community full of McMansions, SUVs, and bored housewives. The kind of place where no one will notice if Jane lived the discarded. I have no idea what this word is. Like, it even looks like a made-up word. Discarded, blah, blah, blah. Yap, 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 and jewelry off the side of the tables of her well-heeled client. Basically, they wouldn't notice if she was stealing. Why can't you just say that? Why can't you just say that? Anyways, it says where no one will think to ask if Jane is even her real name. Ooh, meet Eddie. Recently widowed, he has become Thornville's estate's most mysterious resident. Ever since his wife, Bea, drowned in a boating accident with her best friend, their bodies lost in the deep, Jane can't help but see an opportunity in Eddie. Not only is he rich, brooding, and handsome, but he could also offer her the kind of protection she craves. Yet as the two fall for each other, Jane is haunted by the legend of Bea, an ambitious beauty and successful entrepreneur with a rags to riches origin story. How can she, plain Jane, ever measure up? Can Jane win Eddie's heart before her past or his catches up with her? Oh, okay, that sounds really good. I'm really excited to read this. And these two were packaged together. And I just love how they both have flowers. It's just little details like that that matter. Moving on. Oh, I'm pulling at the wrong part. That's why I was having a hard time. We have The Air He Breathes by Brittany Cherry. Shaughnessy talks a lot about this author, so I'm really excited to give her a try. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Look at that. I need to stop flipping through. Okay. It says, I was warned about Tristan Cole. Stay away from him, people said. He's cruel, he's cold, he's damaged. It's easy to judge a man because of his past, to look at Tristan and see a monster. But I couldn't do that. I had to accept the wreckage that lived inside of him because it also lived inside of me. We were both empty. We were both looking for something else, something more. We both wanted to put together the shattered pieces of our yesterdays. Then perhaps we can finally remember how to breathe. This sounds definitely up my alley. This sounds absolutely heart-wrenching and deep, exactly what I'm looking for, especially when it comes to romances. And then I have one more in the same package. I have Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but here's that cover. I really wish I had this book when I was filming my thriller and horror 24-hour reading vlog, because this would have been a good one. I believe this is horror, or it might be a thriller, not sure. Stephen King has a blurb on here, so you know the vibes. It says Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job babysitting Ted and Caroline Maxwell's 5-year-old son, Teddy. She immediately bonds with this sweet boy who is never without his sketchbook. His drawings are the usual fare: trees, rabbits, balloons. But one day he draws something different. A man dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then his stick figures evolve into increasingly sophisticated sketches depicting one disturbing scene after another. Is Teddy troubled, or is he channeling forces he cannot possibly understand? Knowing how crazy it all sounds, Mallory must decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. Yeah, this is horror. And it has pictures in it. No matter how old I get, I will appreciate a good picture book. I'm super excited to read this. Okay, moving on. Look at me. I'm just opening it with ease now. Okay, this book has 3. This package has 3 books in it. The first one being Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey. This is another Suffolk romance book. No idea what this is about, but let's see. It says, the next chapter is all up to them. Will it lead to a love story or a closed book? Books are Rosie Taft's life. Twin. And ever since she took over her mother's beloved Manhattan bookstore, they've become home to her too. It's about books. I mean, You could tell, but like that's kind of making me love it even more. The only thing missing is her own real life romance, like the ones she loves to read about. And Rosie has an idea of who she might like to sweep off her feet. She struck up a flirty online friendship with a lesbian romance author, Bree. And what could be more romantic than falling in love with your favorite author? I don't know. I really don't. That sounds amazing. Will Jane be able to write her way to a happy ending, or is Rosie's heart a closed book? Okay, so I don't think they know that they're writing each other. Sounds good. Sounds cute. This book is so small. I was not expecting that. This is Nora Goes Off Strip by Annabelle Monaghan. I've been hearing so much about this author lately. I know she just came out with a new book, Summer Romance. So I've been looking to get into her writing because, I don't know, people just seem to love her. It says there's more than one way to write a love story. It says Romance Channel screenwriter Nora Hamilton knows the formula for love better than anyone. But when her too good to work husband leaves her and their 2 kids, Nora turns her marriage's collapse into the best script of her life. Period. I love that. I love that. I love that. When it's picked up for the big screen and set to film at her home with former sexiest man alive, Leo Vance, cast as her ex-husband, Nora's life will never be the same. Oh my gosh, that sounds so cute. And this is such a short book. It's less than 300 pages, 260 pages to be exact. And then I have Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the second book in the Addicted to You series, and I finally picked it up because I've been meaning to get back in the world of Lily and Lo. I've missed them. I can't really say too much about what this is about. I really don't know. But the first one is about Lily and Lo. They're 2 childhood best friends. Lily is addicted to sex and Lo is addicted to alcohol. So they have this fake relationship so that they can hide their addictions from their family and just people that care and just from everyone. And it works for a while. But they just kind of realize that they're enabling each other and then things just fall apart. And it's very interesting to read about addictions. I've never read about that before, especially a sex addiction. No one really talks about that too much. So yeah, this is just the second book in this series. And I'm so excited to jump back into this world. 267 pages. So another short, easy read. Okay, last one. Okay, I have The Coworker by Frida McFadden. I had to pick up another Frida book because why not? I've heard mixed reviews about this one though, so. Treading lightly. 2 women, an office filled with secrets, one terrible crime that can't be taken back. It says Dawn Shift. I can't read sometimes, okay? We're not even gonna say her last name. Dawn is strange. At least everyone thinks so at Vixt, the nutritional supplement company where Dawn works as an accountant. She never says the right thing. She has no friends and she is always at her desk at precisely 8:45 a.m. Okay, she could just be socially awkward. Leave Dawn alone. Leave Dawn alone. So when Dawn doesn't show up to the office one morning, her coworker, Natalie Farrell, beautiful, popular, top sales rep 5 years running, is surprised. And she receives an unsettling, anonymous call that changes everything. It turns out Dawn wasn't just an awkward outsider. She was being targeted by someone close. And now Natalie is irrecoverably tied to Dawn as she finds herself caught in a twisted game of cat and mouse that leaves her wondering, who's the real victim? But one thing is incredibly clear. Someone hated Dawn enough to kill her. It sounds like y'all are bullying Miss Dawn at work, and I don't like that. But I am interested to find out who hated her and why. I have Too Late by Miss Colleen Hoover, and I know people love to hate on Colleen Hoover. I'm not sure why. I'm really not. I don't know the tea because Verity is like top tier for me. I loved Verity. Plus I feel like her books just get people into reading. But another little side note, because y'all know I go on tangents. Are you guys going to see It Ends With Us? I know I'm going to see it. Anyways, this is Too Late. I believe this is another thriller. I had to pick up another thriller by her. It says Sloane will go through hell and back for those she loves. And she does so every single day. Caught up with the alluring Asa Jackson, a notorious drug trafficker, Sloane has finally found a lifeline to cling to, even if it's meant compromising her morals. She was in dire straits, trying to pay for her brother's care until she met Asa. But as Sloane became emotionally and economically reliant on him, he in turn developed a disturbing obsession with her, one that becomes increasingly dangerous every day. When undercover DEA agent Carter enters the picture, Sloane's surprised to feel an immediate attraction between them, despite knowing that if Asa finds out, he will kill him. And Asa has always been a step ahead of everyone in his life, including Sloane. No one has ever gotten in his way. No one except Carter. Together, Sloane and Carter must find a way out before it's too late. Okay, Miss Coho, this seems good. Okay. Last but not least, I had to grab This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. First of all, let's just appreciate this cover. This is the second book in the series, so I can't explain too much about this, but I can talk about the first one. So the first book was Before I Let Go, and that was about Yasmin and Josiah. It's a second chance romance. It's really deep, it's really raw, and I absolutely loved it. It was a 6-star read for me, so of course I had to pick up the second one. And the second one is about one of the friends, Soledad. And let's just say Soledad was one of those picture perfect mothers. She was a great wife. Like if you know Brie Vanderkamp from Desperate Housewives, that was Soledad. So this book's about her, and her world is just changing. So yeah, I cannot wait to read this. I hear that this is better than the first one. That was the last book stack of all the books in our haul. So yeah, mini haul. I definitely want to go book shopping again because I'm addicted. I got a lot of thriller and romance, and all of a sudden I'm in a fantasy mood. But I have a lot of fantasy to begin with, so we're good. But okay, that is it for our haul. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me struggle to open packages and just yap about books. It's always a good time. If you have made it up to this point in the video, you are a real one. But also comment down below this emoji, just because I like to see you watch my videos all the way through. And it's like an inside joke that only the besties know, so leave that down below. And if you have read any of these books, let me know. Get me excited to read them, or just let me know your thoughts. We can chat about it. And if you have any book recommendations, leave that down below as well, because you never know when your girl is in the mood to be financially irresponsible. So leave those recommendations down below. Bye.